The house is off. I stopped recording like a minute before, so they're not wasting any time at all. It only took them like a half hour. I think they said 45 minutes to actually disassemble everything and get it ready to move. Actually, Andrea said it was her and her mother that was actually the holdup, because her mother still had stuff in the house that had to go. So what they have to do, they have to start getting everything up. They have to make sure it's level. And now with the dry stack, there's no mortar or no grout or anything that goes on these. They just get stacked straight up. So, all right, let me pause for a while and then wait till they actually do something. All right, that answers one of my questions, is how do they get the plastic under there without disturbing anything? Because they couldn't put the plastic in before they moved the house up, because the wheels would just tear it up. So they obviously start setting the house up like this. Then if you see the guy over on the side, let me zoom in a little bit. Yeah, he's actually starting to set the block right now. So, all right. So what they're doing, you can see the hole in the left where septic tank is going to go. It's obviously going to be deeper than that. They just want to set the hole so they know where to put everything. Her electric and her water and everything are on that left side over there. Now another thing they're going to have to do, which I'm sure they'll do it once all this stuff is out of here, is they got to connect to our well. So our well, it's a 4-inch residential well with a motor down at the bottom. So it's a lot more efficient when the pumps are at the bottom than the top. So our well is 246, 248 feet deep, something like that. And so they just snake it all the way down with the electric line all the way down. And then we get water. We have a 20-gallon pressure tank. So we have pressure just like you would if you had regular municipal water. The pressure is actually pretty good, so I'm not complaining about it. And we have, since it's winter time, we have a insulation blanket around it to keep it from freezing. Because a few weeks ago, during the cold snap around Christmas time, we got down to our theoretical minimum temperature, which is about 15 degrees. Well, we hit it virtually 3 nights in a row. And what was unusual here is we're actually below freezing for almost 2 full days, which never happens in Myrtle Beach area. So, all right, they're continuing the work. They're putting the plastic down. They're digging more. Oh, some of the trucks are starting to get out of here. And we'll check back in them in a little bit. And as per usual, the second I stop recording, they go over here. What they're doing now is they're digging a trench that's going to go from the septic tank, which is over here, to the drain field. When we got our permit, which in South Carolina it's done by DHEC, then we went ahead and we anticipated that the tiny house was supposed to be here. So we included that in the DHEC permit, because it took 3 months to get the DHEC permit. And we could have done it faster and had a civil engineer design the system. But civil engineers, at least around here, they're incredibly expensive and they over-engineer the crap out of the systems. So our original septic system, I think, including the tank and the drain field and everything, was like $6,000. Though I'm sure the fee for the engineer, if an engineer would have designed it, would have been at least that much. I think we paid like $150 to have DHEC do it. So we were in no hurry, so we didn't mind waiting the 3 months. So they're digging the trench now, and they're continuing to do all their stuff. And so we'll check back in a little bit. Alright, before they start messing with it, here's the tie-in pipe to go into the septic system. What I have here is I have these pavers. This is the location of the drain lines themselves. So here's the start of one, and you go over there, there's the end of one. We have 4 lines total. They're about 85 feet long each. So what they got to do is they got to connect this over to the tank, and they have to have a minimum drop, which I can't remember. I think it's like 1/16 of an inch per foot or something. So I don't remember exactly, so don't quote me on that. But that's what the good old fashioned transit is for, so they can get the actual height so they know how much to drop it. Alright, they have the septic tank pit dug. So they're going over there right now, back the truck up. There's the mound of dirt. Now that's what the dirt looks like when it's about 6 feet down. Still no clay, not even remotely close to clay, just more levels of sand. So obviously that's a concrete septic tank. So they have that system. So they're going to winch it over and then set it down. So he's doing the final touches right now. If you've been an eagle eye, you've been seeing that the house may or may not be in the same position as it was in the last video segment I took. That's because they started taking the wheels out. Something happened and the house fell. Now, granted, it only fell about a foot or so. It didn't hurt anything, and thank God nobody got hurt. So they're in the middle of trying to get it back to where it needs to go now. So, all right, good. I was getting ready to stop recording, and now he's moving. So, okay. So, alright, looks like he's stopping, so I'm going to stop.